Welcome back, you guys. Today we have some massive stories to break down. This summer, Roman is looking to spend big, and one area that he is definitely spending money in is the striker position. Today we're going to learn the latest updates surrounding Erling Haaland, his replacement in case he is not signed in Romelu Lukaku, and we're going to hear about Pau Torres from Villarreal. So a ton of things to break down, but before I continue on, today's video is brought to you by OneFootball. Now, I'm going to show you guys a very handy feature that I constantly use on this app, and that is the follow feature. As you guys can see, I want to see Holland's season stats, and all I have to do is type in his name. As you guys can see, you'll see the start button here. You click on that, and instantly I get to turn on notifications to get the latest news surrounding Holland straight to my phone. So it's about to load up, you guys, and then once that happens, I scroll down, I find Holland in my follow page, click on him, and instantly I can see his stats from this season. As you can see, unreal, 21 goals in the Bundesliga so far, 4 games. We can go down, we can get deeper insight behind his season stat-wise, and for me, you guys, features like this make the OneFootball app an essential app to have if you are an avid football fan. You'll find a link below in the description, so make sure you guys click on that, download that, and help support the channel. Without wasting no more time, well, it's only fair that we break down and discuss the big updates surrounding Holland today. Today, from ESPN, we found out some official news. We found out that Dortmund have set their official asking price for Holland, and it's a crazy one. The fee is set at 180 million euros. You convert that to pound sterling, and that's 154 million. So this is an absolutely crazy transfer value to set, but for a player like Haaland, let's keep things real. Did we expect anything less? Now you might be asking yourselves, why is this valuation set so high? The reality is, Dortmund want to keep their star man. And with this high valuation, this could be a blessing in disguise for us, and I'm going to break down exactly why. Now, of course, to do this, we have to look at the other clubs interested in signing Haaland. I'm talking about Man United, I'm talking about Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man City. We start with Man United, and their profits are officially down by 7%. Due to this, Solskjaer has been reported to publicly state that this summer, United may have to be quite realistic. Now, what does this actually mean? I feel like this basically says that United will focus on key targets, key positions they need, and for me, Haaland is like a luxury player for United at this point in time. But now, we move on to Real Madrid and Barcelona, and big news came out this past week. From the European Court of Justice, they ruled that over the past 25 years, both clubs have been given an unfair financial advantage, and they have been given unfair tax breaks over those years too. Now, if you guys are unaware, I think back during the late 90s, the Spanish government bought the training ground assets from both Real Madrid and Barcelona too, and of course, crazy deal. At the time, both these clubs are like big money makers, so no surprise why they get that favoritism. But it seems like the European Court of Justice has finally been able to stick it on both these clubs after they ruled with Barcelona that in fact their status as a non-profit organization is in fact incorrect. Now in my head I'm thinking, how have they been getting away with this over how many years? And on top of the debts that both clubs have, Barcelona are currently 1.1 billion in debt. Now, regardless of the fact that they have a new president and Laporta coming back, the reality is they are in a financial pickle, and for me, I can't see how any of these clubs have the money to spend over 100 million to sign a player. The reality is that right now, I guess our main rivals would be Man City, and due to the new rules surrounding financial fair play and how the rules have been updated, it does feel like City could potentially be rivals when it comes to trying to sign Haaland. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions, and the reality is that in the Bundesliga table right now, Dortmund are currently 5th, 4 points behind Eintracht Frankfurt. Once the international period does end, there is a must-win game for Dortmund against Frankfurt, and if they potentially lost this, they could be 7 points behind the top 4 spot, and considering there's only 8 games left in the Bundesliga, it could be impossible to get those 7 points back in such a short period of time. This would mean having to win like nearly all their games, and with Dortmund's form this season, it looks very improbable. So it's no surprise to me that Dortmund will be forced to sell a big name player, and why not sell the player that generates the most amount of money? For me, the fact that they can't secure a UCL spot with Haaland in the team right now, why would Holland stay another season to help them get back into a top 4 spot if they can't do it with him in the team right now? So for me, this could give us a major advantage, and it kind of reminds me of how we signed Kai Havertz in the summer window. Now at the time, Leverkusen wanted 90 million to let him go, and of course, when they missed out on UCL football, they were forced to reduce the fee for a big amount of money. 62 million with add-ons is a far cry from the 90 million that Leverkusen originally wanted, and I would not be surprised if Haaland's valuation right now at 154 could drop to around 120 or even 110 million. Dortmund are desperate to get UCL money. That's going to help their finances so much, but if they sold Haaland, he could solve all their financial issues instantly, giving money to Danny Rose to reinvest back into the team. For me, it's now or never. We have to sign Haaland in this summer window because I think we have to keep things real and be quite humble. I feel like other clubs like Madrid, Barcelona, etc., they have more clout as a club, and it's no surprise that they could potentially have that pulling power to persuade Haaland to sign for them. So now feels like the perfect time. Right now, momentum is definitely on our side. I'm praying that we get silverware come the end of the season, because if we do, that's going to boost our momentum even further. We're going to look even more exciting. Right now, we have one of the most exciting projects in world football with some of the best young under-3 talents in the world as well. I feel like Holland could be an excellent piece to this puzzle. And you guys in the comment section below, give me your thoughts and opinions. Do you feel like we can get this deal done and sign Erling Haaland? Let us know below. Now you guys, the second story segues in very beautifully to the first one. And it's looking like we still have our eyes set on long-term target and Chelsea fan, Romelu Lukaku. Now for me, no surprise that Lukaku has cemented himself as one of the best strikers in the world. This season, Serie A, Inter Milan, he's got 19 goals, he's got 8 assists. He can do everything now, and to be honest, considering that you can get Lukaku in his prime for maybe half the price of Erling Haaland, I think it puts out an interesting question in regards to whether it's necessary to spend that amount of money to sign Haaland from Dortmund when there's equally impressive players on the market right now. Now, I'm sure that Lukaku would love to make this move to us. Of course, we know he's a fan. Back in the day, he never got that love, that appreciation or the patience to let him grow and improve at this club. Now, ever since that fateful game in the Super Cup against Bayern Munich where he missed the penalty, Mourinho and his short-termism, his lack of patience, discarded him immediately. And you know, we felt like in previous summers we came close to signing him again, only to fumble that right at the end and then sign Morata for close to the same amount of money for literally half the ability, in my opinion. So Lukaku is a world-class striker. I feel like his game suits us incredibly well. It's quite clear that we want a powerful striker up front, someone that can lead the line, that can run in behind, that can also hold up the play as well, someone that you can play balls towards directly. And with how Lukaku plays for Belgium, playing in a very similar back three setup, playing alongside 2 attacking cams as well, being able to play up front by himself and alongside a striker too. It really feels like now he's mastered his game and he fully complements how we play and the direction that we want to head ourselves in. So you know that Inter Milan have financial difficulties, and if there was ever a time to try to tempt them to sell Lukaku, this would be the season. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm excited. It feels like the club are extremely serious in mounting this title challenge, and I feel like we're 1 or 2 players away now from having a team ready and set to compete on all fronts, for all competitions, for literally the next 10 years. So you guys in the comments below, if we can't sign Haaland, is Lukaku the next striker on the list, the striker that you want us to sign, the striker that you feel is the best alternative, or do you even feel like we should scrap Haaland and focus on Lukaku? Please let us know below. Now you guys, we end things with the final report today. We end things with the final third big report today. It's in regards to Pau Torres, and he confirmed that he is very interested in making a move to the Premier League. Now of course, this has immediately alerted us, Man United, Man City and Bayern Munich as well. Pau Torres' contract does expire in 2024. At this point in time, in its release clause, it is set at 50 million euros. So for one of the most young, promising defenders in La Liga, his stock, his form keeps improving season after season, and he's available for a very competitive price. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions, and immediately I'm going to analyze the pros and cons that I personally feel. Now, of course, for pros, He is left-footed and one of the best ball-playing defenders in my opinion in Europe. With Pau Torres, he doesn't play easy sideways passes. He's the guy in your defense that looks to play between the lines, that looks to start moves, that looks to play the balls over the top, that looks to move the ball to find the fullbacks out wide, that can step up to when he has to. And on top of this, at 191 centimeters, he's very tall. He is deceptively fast. He suits playing for a high-line defense, and it seems like he is destined to play alongside Sergio Ramos as a first-choice centre-back in this summer's Euros. So they're the pros. But when it comes to cons, I think for me, you know, the reality is that I don't think that Pau Torres is necessarily that commanding defender that leads defense. I feel like he does really well alongside a commanding defender. For example, when he's playing alongside Albiol, he played a big part in helping his form rise. I feel like potentially if he did play alongside a Thiago Silva, you'd see him at his best. But I feel like in regards to being commanding, being vocal, that's not necessarily his game, because he's a defender that looks to cover the spaces in behind. I think another thing too is the fact that aerially, that is not the strongest part of his game. And of course, when he comes to the Premier League, when teams like to play the ball direct and play it vertical, play it long, you need to be able to win those first balls in the air, because otherwise, you know, teams can win the ball off you, win the second ball, and create danger against you. So, you know, he's definitely not perfect in all areas. However, he is an amazing ball-playing defender. And I'm trying to think how this deal could make sense. For me, the best reasoning that I can think of is if Rudiger decides after the Euros, you know what, actually I don't want to stay at this club anymore. I'm still annoyed how they kind of snaked it last summer. Wanted to just cast me to the side. After the Euros, after the season I've got interest from so many big clubs that maybe it is time to move on. So if that was the case, then Pau Torres could be that successor to Rudiger. You know, naturally having a left foot means that his stock's going to be high. Big teams, they want to have left-footed defenders because that helps open up the passing angles. You know, if an opposition team is pressing against you, you want to have players playing to their strongest foot every single time. However, and you guys know what I'm about to say, when we have some very exciting defenders already. We have Mark Guy, who has 2 feet, that can do the same job, that's better in the air, in my opinion, has great potential. And I don't know, I just would not understand if we spent 50 million. And on that note, you guys, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. Thank you for watching. I'm EFC, this is Blue Lines TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos.